It's Wednesday, it's February 8th, 2022. This week from the school comes home this flyer, and it says on Tuesday, Dress to Impress Day. So I took a photo of Catscratch, Antuni. He has a not seersucker, but the blue and white striped with little whales on it. I don't know if it has a symbolic name of the shirt. It was a button down with a collar. And then he wore a red and blue tie. And then the only type of pants that are available for him are the blue jeans. And then he wore his snow boots to school because he has a brand new pair of Doc Marten boots, which he loves more than anything, but has not been able to wear them. But on Dress to Impress Day, he wore them with this ensemble. But the funny thing about him is he walked to school in his snow boots, and then he made me sit in the foyer and stand in the foyer and put on these Doc Marten boots where the soles of the boots only touched the terrazzo floor. They did not touch the dirty exterior of the school to preserve the boot. He put on his watch and he put on his fedora and he asked for some form of hair product just so this way he looked dressed to impress, and he was so proud of himself. So I took a photo, I put it up on my front page with the flyer, and I wrote the word participation because I know that that's important somewhere, that he's participating. Now, when I was looking at the flyer, there seems to be Tonys everywhere. So it's hard for reference because I don't... This particular Tony, I had a conversation with him last week about the flag outside of the school, which I did not see. And then he said he wasn't sure. He's only the assistant principal. He'd have to check with principal. So I followed back up with him, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. And I said, hey, Tony, I was like, did you speak to Terry? I was like, what's going on with the flag? I'm just curious. And so he's like, actually, no. He's like, I forgot. So he ran in, asked, and then he came back out. He's like, her door's closed. And I said, all right. I was like, well, again, I was like, here's the thing. It's those little symbolic gestures. And I'm pretty sure somewhere in the country, there's some kind of rule, guideline, regulation, whatever, that states that all schools and post offices, I said schools and post offices, but I'm pretty sure library also is included in that, is supposed to, and post office, but is supposed to have the flag flying at all times. Like, there's supposed to be a designated representative, so this way there's unity in symbology, in strength, in numbers. But, and so he was like, he's like, I don't, I was like, and I know the flag is behind this cage and this, I know they built like this portico almost like in scaffolding or whatever. So the pole is actually hidden, which adds to the mystique of what the heck is going on. So in the shrouded school. So he was like, he's like, I'm not really sure. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I don't know for certain. I was like, it's just one of those things where we have, as I look around, a lot of whatever, and there's like they're watching kind of a thing. So I just thought, knowing that I went to this school, that maybe a flag would be a good sign of gesture. But again, I don't know if she was instructed otherwise. So either way, I'd really like to know. So right, he's like, all right. So I don't know what happened with that. But Nucci came home, and it also says on here that in the year 2018 and 2019, this particular school had some computer science showcase. No idea what that's about. I don't know if there was like watching to see what type of demography there was currently with my son in there as a participant. Not quite sure. It would make sense, but no confirmation on that on my end. That's just a logical next step thought from where I'm at the moment. I have to think about this. So that's the update on the flag and what I've been told, or I mean, I followed up on it. And then I ran into a woman, Vicky, that is a mom around here. She was asking, because she saw me limping, like, and again, we started talking about, she's like, is there a doctor you can go to? I was like, yeah, here's the thing. I was like, if I wanted to go spend the insurance company's $10,000 on an MRI, I was like, because I've already had one. My skeletal system is intact and in good shape. It's something within the skeletal system and then the neurons and the electronic component of timing. I was like, that's the problem, but it's not like a bone or skeletal issue. I was like, so MRI is really a useless tool for me at this point. I was like, I already know that, and there's no point in going to spend the insurance company's money yet again. But if I go to a doctor, that's the first thing they want, is they want to look at this MRI. Like, they have like this. I was like, so I refuse to participate. And I was like, so rather than spending like $10,000 on an MRI and these diagnostic tests that don't actually draw any conclusions for the doctors in my particular situation, in case, I was like, I said, what I need is more like a massage therapist or acupuncture. I was like, however, the insurance company and this healthcare system doesn't cover it. So that's a problem. So they'll send me for thousands of dollars worth of diagnostic tests without just as many as I need, which is nice if that was the course of action that actually would lead to my problem being resolved. But the problem is that my problem will be resolved with other things that are not currently available through the healthcare system. So then I said, I don't know, like, if there was like a witch doctor, or if there was like a whatever. And then she used the word shaman. I go, is that the right word? I don't even know what the right word would be, because it's not what's currently in this healthcare system. I was like, and then how do you find them? Our society's not even, in the local area, is not even built that way, that, and then they have to make, the insurance companies don't pay them. So now you're out of pocket with paying for things, which I don't have income coming in. How do I pay for these fanciful, like, treatments? So she's like, no, she's like, I hear what you're saying. So I said, so what I've been doing is just, she's like, there is something, she said, called ecological psychology. I was like, really? I was like, that's interesting. Psychology not being my favorite topic, since humans haven't gotten even that part right. And so I'm like, well, what I've done is I've looked to the sky, I've looked to the ground, I've picked apart the area, I've taken photos of it, I've documented it, I've laid it out in such a format that it builds a very clear picture of what the ecology looks like in this area that I'm being plagued within. I was like, and then I went into and then I took it a step further as to like like demographics for what's teleporting, because technically our television is someone teleporting, because I've never met the people that teleport in every morning to like brandish the news. I have never met them before. And I have a remote in my hand. So now I'm relying on them for remote learning. But if the message isn't correct, that puts me in a really dangerous position to then go out function in the world. Or it could be a sign of what's changing within the environment and the ecological aspect and proportion, which then could be causing tension and causing other paradigm shifts. So she's like, she's like, you're so smart, and I'm like, listen, I was like, I know I sound like weird, freakish, whatever. I was like, I get that. I was like, I mean, on the other hand, I'm like down to earth. And she's like, actually, she's like, I don't think any of those things. She's like, you're just, and I'm like, you know what it is? Again, I don't know. I'm so eclectic. I don't know where my niche is. I don't know the words of what the profession is. I was like, and here, my whole life, it's been you need to have degrees and you need to have, otherwise, don't even bother applying. And she's like, I keep saying, she's like, you'd be such a great researcher. I was like, a researcher? Like, I don't know what that means. I was like, and I don't know where to go for that. So she said she'd keep an ear out. And I was like, so all I keep doing is making these little clips about my day to day interactions with the environment or the ecological part and the biology part, and then the physiology, study of the function between the two for my own personal edification as to what's going on and what could possibly be harming me in this area or others. I don't even know if there's others that are suffering as I am. But it's a piece to a puzzle that seems to be a 360 view that keeps changing. So anyway. Oh, and then this morning, it was really funny because I was trying to take a picture of Catscratch or Antuni, as he was getting dressed, and or as he was getting his finishing touches put on. And then I asked him to just stand there and smile for me. And there was no light behind his eyes. Like, no, he just was. But his face wasn't sitting just right. So I wasn't going to take the photo that way. So then Linda from the kitchen starts, she's like, I'll get him. She's like, I'll get him to laugh. She's like, your mom wears combat boots. And I'm like, really, Lynn? I was like, that's your zinger? I was like, again, like, we don't get gussied up much, and this is like at the rodeo. I mean, and she's like, what? That's such a popular thing. I was like, when? Back in the garrison belt industry? Like, I mean, that's your frame of reference. Although I thought it absolutely hilarious in the moment. I was laughing like heck. But I was the one laughing, not my son. My son looked at her and he was just like, what? Totally lost in the moment of prior year jargon and lingo, I suppose. In etymology and entomology and anthropomorphism. So anyway, so strapped as this area is, he at least has one go-to outfit. It's not with a jacket. He doesn't have an embossed family crest symbol or school symbol on it. He's got a shirt with stripes, whales, a tie that looks something like Bill Clinton from like back in the day. But I've seen others wear that tie. Don't know what it's symbolic of, but I know I saw it when I was in Cold Spring Harbor. So it was a go-to symbol, and he grappled onto it like an anchor. So I was like, and he loves his fedora, even though the fedora's a little small for his head at the moment, with his like almost like lion's mane coming out. Um, but it is what it is. So he went to school, and he was proud to go to school today. Normally it's whatever. He's got grievances, which I listen to, but not much I can do about it. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.